Aylin. Woo, okay, and we are back doing our Superfan podcast, where we are spoiling everything for Rachel, and we get to zoom out as big as we want. We're going to be talking about how the first book fits into the series as a whole, as well as potentially maybe zooming out towards the end, even in the Maasverse, because I think there are ways we can bring that in. But I think we should save that for about 10 minutes towards the end, just in case people haven't read Crescent City and Akatar. So...
How can you be a super fan and not have read all the books already?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's so fast.
You're like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how.
Never heard of such a thing.
Hannah, why don't you start? Who are you? You're Hannah.
Who am I? Wow.
Who am I?
So deep.
Hannah's
Who are
our
you?
guest. Hannah's our guest.
I'm here as a super fan,
Yeah.
a Sarah J. Maas super fan,
Right.
and I guess just to give my super lovey-dovey perspective on all things Sarah J. Maas.
Rachel's the best producer of all time. She's our production, our marketing, our owner, my boss.
All the things.
All the things. Boss of the Hobby Pod.
Yeah. I know the hobby cast. You're like,
The
it's just a little hobby
It's a hobby cast.
It's got like a casual 45 episodes. We just do it on the side.
Yeah, I put it on Reddit. So I went to Sarah J. Maas and was like, the subreddit. I was like, hey, this is just a hobby cast. It's not... Because I didn't want to get in trouble for being, like, promoting.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you're supposed to do that. People pay to promote stuff.
Okay.
So, I shouldn't have this gum. It's going to make too much noise.
It's going to distract me for sure.
It just tastes so good.
Have an envelope.
Thank you.
I came down here and opened mail the other day. I was
Thank-
like, I'm going to go sit in my little isolation room.
Yeah, it's actually really cozy in here.
I would be in here a lot.
Yeah, it's cozy.
I definitely think I'm going to go down there and read. And I'm like, no, because my children are up here. And people would frown on it if I like locked myself in a soundproof room.
It is frowned upon.
I could lock them in the soundproof room.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're doing our super fan. And Rachel, can you say in your own words why you don't mind? I just want everyone to hear
You
it from
told me
you.
it's because I'm a psychopath.
When I first learned I was like, you're a psychopath.
You're like that psychopath behavior.
Yeah, you're that's psychopathic.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I always watch I wait until an entire television show is aired, and then I watch the last episode. And if I feel like that's okay, I'm happy with that ending, then I'll watch the whole thing.
That response right there is what
Hannah
made me use
Hannah
the
just
word.
made you're a psychopath
That's
face.
psychopath. That's a psychopath. God. Yeah, I'm not like that.
It does not affect my enjoyment of the
get
thing at all. No.
hyper focused on stuff. So, like, I get obsessive. And I think that's,
It will-
ADHD or whatever.
No, it will bother. Like, okay, so in Throne of Glass, she kept just whacking us in the face with these tiny little hints of stuff.
Right.
And we got to the end and she hadn't cleared up shit.
No, and she
So I just went on the wiki and was like, who is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Which is why
what
we're...
was that memory we weren't remembering?
Which is
know.
why it's totally
Great.
okay to
Yeah.
talk about this around
Now.
Rachel. Okay,
Yes.
I get it.
So,
Yeah.
and we wanted to clear that up because I feel like if it
Because
was...
it was me?
I would be like, get out of here. But
Yeah.
Rachel's going to come along with us on this journey, and she's going to head the journey with us, but also she's not ever going to be as obsessive quite like I am about it. Mm-hmm. And you.
And that's fine, you
and
know.
that's okay.
It takes all kinds.
But I practiced all week calling Aylin
Selena.
Sardathian. Because
Because she's Selena.
Yeah.
Ash River, Galathinius.
Wow.
Yeah. She has a fourth name. I don't remember what it is.
She has a lot of names.
Yeah.
Yeah, her wiki entry was really long.
It's very
It was like
long.
she's
Yeah.
She's a
Aylin
lot of
Ash
people.
Aylin Ash River Galathinius.
she
I
also
think there's
brings
a
the
fourth
fire
name.
and the ash and the party and the
Yeah, she
Yeah.
brings it all.
Yeah.
And so, and now we can really talk about it. Like, rereading, knowing where this is going, knowing how big this gets, knowing her arc, rereading the story, it does feel like you're going back to the first it's like revisiting Harry Potter, the first book, after finishing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know how big it gets, you know the stakes, you know the loss, and now we get to just see Selena straight out of the Endovier.
It's like going back to kindergarten
Yeah.
It really is.
after getting, your doctorate.
And my favorite arcs, I mean, Aelin, like you said, several books in, I think book 3 is where we really start to get other characters where we're like, oh, I like you just as much. We get this character called Manon, Blackbeat, and you're going to meet her, and she's going to be your favorite too. And then you're going to understand why I want my nails really long and black all the time. Because of Manon. But I think the way that the story starts, it's very small.
It's so small.
So
I
small.
forgot how small
And it's
it
like
was.
nice revisiting it on a
Yeah,
reread.
I
and
enjoyed
seeing-
it, but I just forgot.
And once we have answers to all the little things that are so annoying, it's like, wow, it really, they stood out way more in the reread.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, this thing that we don't learn about for 3 books, you mentioned there. Already talking about portals, the black rings, all of it. No answers.
The big fucking clock.
Her name is not Selena. It's Aelin. And she is she's a shapeshifter. And her shapeshifting form is a human.
That would suck, by the way.
Yeah.
You're like,
it
hey.
really does suck for her. Like
It really does.
it really, and you get to see her really, like you don't get to really see her in action in the first book.
Or the second.
You're like, okay, you're the best. Okay, you've killed a couple people, but or in the second.
Yeah, it's the third
But
one.
it's third and on where you really get to see how good she is.
And how smart she is. And there is one of the things that Sarah does a lot in these stories, it's like one of the things that happens often is Aelin's always got she's always planning something that we don't even know as a reader. It's like all of a sudden Aelin's like, and this is why I'm such a badass, and this is how I'm going to solve this problem. And we don't even get to see it. And you don't get that in this book. We don't get that surprise, oh, look what Aelin went and did by herself, and look at how she saves the day. So you don't get to see how, later on you really learn why she is incredible. And I think, Sarah realized later on that she had to kind of build that up. I think probably people were offering a lot of the criticism that we offered and felt, and she expands on it so much more. But the Children of the Forest, she's a Fae queen.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like Fae royalty.
Yeah,
Her father was the king of Terrasen.
the king.
The king. And so seeing her really work through the trauma and the compartmentalization early, Elena is her grandmother. Like, so when you said ancestor, I was like, wait, how do you know that? They don't,
Because I am who I am.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they really
100%. But it is a little frustrating that she never thinks to herself, oh, Elena Galathinius?
Huh.
You mean my grandma?
Oh, that's,
Right.
that's weird. Is that a common Fae last name?
Yeah, a royal.
It'd be around here, somebody's Yudi or something. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, are we
Oh,
related?
Eford.
Nah, probably not.
Well, I noticed that you did Sarah J. Maas's star chart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that what's at the bottom
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. What? So I wanted to talk.
That is what?
When we get to the part where we talk about her in the Hulu writers' room, I wanted to bring some of that up.
Did you see I sent you a
Oh,
Instagram video, and it was like this girl smiling, and it's like when I realized how terrible it could be if they ruin the CGI on the wings in the ACOTAR television show. And
No,
she's
I
like,
didn't see that. Did you send that? You sent that on
Yeah.
the Instagram? I'll
Yeah.
look at it.
she's
Yeah.
like, no,
oh my God.
Like if
oh
they
my God,
ruined
this
could
the Bat
go
Boys' wings,
it's
terribly
make
wrong.
or break. That is
Yeah.
make or break.
the wings.
The wings,
Yeah, because
absolutely.
that's because so many of us are very attracted to the wings. And all the little nuances of their like claws and hooks.
Sarah J. Maas has a
and how
wing
they
fetish. I'm just going to get that out there right now.
Oh, and tattoos.
Yes.
100%.
Tattoo and wing fetish.
This is why I'm single now, because I haven't met a man with wings.
She likes the bad boys. Yeah, for sure.
Listen, if someone showed up with wings, we could talk, but no one has.
And
so,
in all honesty, we should have known that. Well, I guess we couldn't have known if this was our first read, but Dorian and Kale, not tattooed men. So they cannot be our main bro.
No.
Our main man.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But I love going back because Dorian's arc is great. Dorian has a really good arc.
He's probably my favorite character in the whole series.
And mine's Manon. Manon. Make us say, oh, sorry. I won't do it again.
You
will.
Manon.
You just did.
What?
You didn't last 5 seconds.
Well, okay.
You have to. I know.
I have to. But Dorian's great.
Dorian.
So is Kale. And people hate on Kale for a while. But he gets his own book, Tower of Dawn. And he has like a, he becomes a character where you're just like, can you stop being so broody? Can you stop being so emo? But he gets his heart broken.
Edward Cullen.
Asriel.
Sweet baby.
As.
Guys, we have to focus on this series.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You said broody and dark and needs his own book, and I thought,
Asriel. Hopefully Akatar 6 will have as in it. It will be as, hopefully. Is it supposed to be?
I don't know. I just raised my eyebrows like, it had better be, because we have been giving probably the best character besides Cassian.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really
short shrift. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know Azrael's amazing. That's, yeah.
If it's Elaine, people are going to die.
People hate on Elaine. It's so funny. So on one of my TikToks, this woman she said, I was just talking through some stuff, and she goes, she's like, I was totally with you until you said Elaine deserves better.
Yeah,
why do you hate Elaine?
I just do. I'm sorry, but Elaine and Azrael, no, ew.
She's our most traditionally feminine character. Most feminine in literature. Our most traditional feminine literature character. Where she's very, I just want a simple life.
She's the older sister in Pride and Prejudice.
I just want a garden.
I just want to bake bread with the servants.
Yeah. Because that shows you how down to earth I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate this beauty and eternal life.
I know.
I just want to garden and bake. Let's go bloom some flowers. Because that's how it works when you garden.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but back to Throne of
Glass,
our new obsession. It's fine. I get it. But yeah, I think Dorian's arc is great. Kale's, once we meet more of the court, like at one point we have this grumpy 7-foot tall Fey man, Lorcan. He's gonna come through for us too.
There are so many fun characters.
They're really great. But
there's so many good couples.
She couples everybody up.
There's a lot of good couples in this.
Yeah, there are. There really are. And Dorian, you're right. He's got a great arc. Actually, I said that, so I'm right.
Yeah, but I'll take credit for it.
We can all be right.
We can all be right.
We're all right.
We're all right. The kids are
all right. We are all right.
But... So I guess let's go through all the things that come up in this book that get answered in like 2 to 3 books. The Children of the Forest popping up. Selena's name is actually Aelin. She is a demi-fae for some of it, and then we learn she's actually fae, and she turns into a human instead of an animal. Most of the fae in this world turn into another animal.
Yes.
And then they show up in Crescent City. Anyways, at least that's a theory. Sorry. I shouldn't be talking about it. What? We have to.
This is the Superfan edition. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Superfan. So then what else? The Black Rings.
Yeah, the Black Rings.
The Valg. Mm-hmm. The fact that Arawan ends up being this really, like, our big bad for the entire series is kind of like a Prince of Hell. Mm-hmm. We already get, like, the realms, the portals. That becomes something that allows the other series to connect later on.
You're going to really see Duke Parrington's evil plan, up close and personal. You're going to see Kaltane and what she has to go through.
You don't hate Kaltane. It was nice not hating Kaltane in the first book because I know where she ends up and I understand her story arc. Mm-hmm. Our next book, becomes more about Kaol and Selena still. And it's actually good for their character development and to watch their friendship bloom and to see that they were like, there's something special here. Let's try to make it this thing. But in actuality, it's not going to work for us.
Something I love about Sarah J. Maas is when one of her main characters has a relationship, it doesn't necessarily, and it can be a great relationship, and they can have a sexual relationship, and they can be all the, but it doesn't necessarily have to be it.
Right.
You can move on.
She does play with fated mates.
Yes.
And we talked about that in ACOTAR too, is that I get, like, when with Tamlin, I was like, Tamlin. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with Tamlin. Meanwhile, Rachel clocked him immediately. She's like, that dude's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And she doesn't deserve him. And I think in our very first episode, you said, Tamlin's not that bad of a guy, but he's definitely not for Farrah. And it took me a minute because I'm really used to toxic guys and I don't know how to be attracted to nice men. But it's fine. It's fine.
That's fine.
We're
it's
all
perfectly
here.
okay.
It's perfectly okay. No
Then why are you crying?
I'm not. Those aren't tears. My eyes are watering from that purple bubble gum I just ate. It's fine. But yeah, and she does do that, and I think it's really great that our love interest. Actually, one of my jokes about Sarah in the writing room has to do with her being like being adamant about like that. What if they tried to make like Tamlin like more likable because of the first, right? And she's
no,
that's not the
that's
story.
A great reveal. If we hold that, if we keep to our like,
you want to make good TV, Tamlin is not the character. Like in Let It Go. What's it
if
called?
we keep the like, Tamlin's cool until we realize he isn't.
Frozen.
Yeah, that's a good reveal. Yeah,
that's fucking Tamlin, bro, in a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yes.
Bras.
I'm
going to call people bras.
Your girlfriends are bras.
Oh, that will probably be really annoying for a listener, though. I won't do it. I'm sorry.
You probably will anyway.
And then she was like calling people bras.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Whatever. They know what they're here for. I'm sorry. 3 women sat in a room and talked about Sarah J. Maas.
We're here for wings. Sensitive wings.
Sensitive wings.
Melting cores. A nice feast.
We got none of that.
Some maybe melon, some honeydew melon.
Yeah.
What other things do vaginas taste like? I don't know. Okay, so Throne of Glass, there's no smut until like book 5.
Yeah,
book 4
I'm
or
like,
5.
This is incredibly PG.
Yeah, it's young adult.
It's like old young adult.
Yeah, she took a turn. And she was like, I really do think she grew up. And she was like, I don't want to write stories. I love fantasy, and I don't want to write stories where they're not getting, like, laid right. So we're going to let them be younger, right? And then once she sniffs out her mate, they're going to get it on.
Yes.
And we're going to... And I think that there's something to be said about what it means to have a healthy sexual relationship with a 6'5", large, endowed,
incredibly well endowed
man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyways, circling back to how this book shows up so much, the black rings is a huge thing. Did I already say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
but I mean, talk about it because the black rings,
the black tower. Right?
They're controlling.
It's all so connected.
Yeah. Everyone who has a black ring is like in the inner in.
Right. So basically there's a prince from another dimension, realm, world, planet, right? I don't know. They're going to connect in some
Multiverse.
way. Multiverse. That shows up and kind of tries to take over this planet. And he does it by people become like, it's like kind of invasion of the body snatchers. If you get a black ring, a demon is going to use your body as a host, right? So we know that Parrington has a black ring really early on.
Yep.
Do we learn that in this story?
Yep.
That Parrington has one? So that's not Dookie P over here anymore. That's Prince
Demon dude. Yeah.
Demon Dooku, whatever, so like it just
These are all potty words.
Yeah.
well, actually Dooku is from Star Wars, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Dooku, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like doo-doo.
Yeah.
When you don't have creativity, you just go either sexual or naughty or dirty. That's how you make things funny. Just kidding. Can you please edit that out?
No. We'll see. We'll see.
Why haven't we talked about Fleetfoot?
Oh my God.
I thought Fleetfoot was the
Do you see how
password to
big
get in here.
Do you see how big I wrote it?
Well, no, because my mic is directly in line with that, and I just moved over like this,
Yeah.
and then I saw
Yeah.
Fleetfoot.
I know. Right?
I'm so glad she has an animal sidekick.
I know. Well, and
It's sleeping the entire time and throwing a glass anyway.
Well, and it almost seems so unnecessary. But so, like, Fleetfoot is just like a little luxury.
It really felt like she realized her character was unlovable, and so she gave him a puppy.
Well, and she has a golden retriever. No, she was just writing herself, and she has a golden retriever or a dog that she really, really loves. And this was before she had children.
It's a cheap.
So she wanted her, yeah.
It's a cheap narrative thing. It's like if you want a character to be likable and you can't figure out how to make them likable, they have to save an animal.
Well, because I say that sometimes, like, murderers can save kittens. Like, everybody can be a good guy at some point.
Right. But if you have a murderer who saves a kitten, immediately you as the reader is like, well, maybe there's good in them
you're not the
somewhere.
villain anymore.
Maybe
now
they're
you're just
good.
an anti-hero.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's like a cheap.
Yeah.
It's an easy.
Well, Fleetfoot gets more. He gets more of a scene, or she gets more of a part in the next book. She gets to save
the day.
Yeah, she
I
saves
don't
the
remember
day.
that. I'm really looking forward to
In
that.
book 2, she has a moment and she gets to save the day, and we think that she's like
hurt
dead at some point.
Oh no, you don't kill animals.
Yeah, we don't kill animals here.
I will. Nothing will make me DNF something faster than you killing an animal. I will walk away. Oh, I saw this thing the other day.
Done.
Yeah. Okay, book or show on TV. One thing that happened that made you walk away from the show and never watch it again. For me, one thing in particular pops up instantly.
For me, it is if a child dies.
Oh, okay.
And I think like that really started after I became a mom.
Right.
I emotionally cannot handle it. I will turn it off immediately and never think about the show ever again.
Yeah. How about for you? Is there a particular show or book that it happened with that you were invested in, and then when that something
I don't know because I've completely erased it from my mind.
Oh, okay.
God.
It
How about
never
you?
existed.
Anything that...
Yeah,
I mean, but you'll DNF something...
Right, but I can't see the hand of the writer. Once I can see the writer, I'm done. Like, I tried watching the Wheel of Time, and I got to the episode where everybody had gotten scattered. We needed everybody to get back together, but we only had like 8 episodes, so we couldn't spend an episode doing that. So they're literally all in a room, and they all walk into the room, and they're like, oh, hey.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I remember thinking like...
Weird seeing you all here. Strange how we all got separated by a big evil bad thing, and we all came to eat dinner here at the same time.
And you got back at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, and they even get one throwaway line that was like, oh, yeah, I saw her, like, walking in the garden, and I asked her about you for some specific reason, and she said she knew you, so I brought her here. And it was like,
nice.
but boop.
You were like, never again.
Done. Done.
So mine is... I have a specific thing, and when I saw this question, I immediately thought of it. The Walking Dead, when they killed Glenn, I was done. I was never going to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
If you kill my favorite character, and
I think that's actually the last time I watched The Walking Dead.
Is when Glenn died.
I didn't watch after that.
Yeah. I don't want to watch the show anymore. It isn't good. That's how it felt to me. And I think it's really, like, you know, I think Game of Thrones, like, one of the things, like, nobody's safe. Nobody has plot armor. But, like...
But if you kill Tyrion, I'm gone.
I'm not going to watch anymore. Right.
I'm done with you.
I will never look back. I will never buy any of your
Merchandise.
No, merch. I will rip the posters off my walls.
Speaking of merchandise.
Yeah, we should talk about the merch that we're all wearing. Where's your mug?
It's in the dishwasher.
It's fine. It means you used it.
Yeah.
You used it.
Yeah.
So Hannah's wearing her. Tell us about your shirt.
It's Valaris School of Art.
I love that.
So I'm in a book club.
Did you buy that in the rainbow? Sorry. Sorry.
Just the way you cracked yourself up.
I'm glad I think I'm funny.
That's the number one person you need to please right there is
It's
you.
me.
Yeah.
I know. I laugh by myself all the time.
Great.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Did you get it on Etsy?
No, I'm in a book club, and one of the girls in the book club is very crafty.
Is that a Cricut thing?
I think so.
I need a Cricut. Someone told
She
me.
also made my cup, my Crescent
Yeah.
City cup.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I mean, I could just one day just bring all the things that she's made
Yeah.
me, like,
I want to
that she would
get.
die.
I want to tell you about this, but let's. So Rachel, we have mentioned this before, but Rachel got us mugs for Christmas, and Rachel's mug has.
It's the Surreal Tea Company.
Yeah.
And it's like hottest
'Cause
tea
our
ever spilled in
queen-
Prithian.
Our queen, gossip queen. Yeah. And then mine
Cute.
is, of course, chapter 55, even though I'm a chapter 54 girl, but it's fine. I like an explosion of exposition
Yeah.
versus an explosion of smut in your face.
Yeah. Chapter
Right.
And
54
then
is
I've got
all dialogue.
our resand candle, which Hannah gave me for my birthday, burning over here. So the whole pod lab smells like resand.
It smells like the most handsome High Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw my sweatshirt the other
Oh,
day.
yeah.
That I think the back says, "Resand is the most handsome High
High Lord,
Lord.
yeah.
Resand is the most
Fair learning
cunning
to read.
Yeah.
Saying the things that are really important.
I love it.
Yeah.
Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass. Sorry.
We can't resand fangirl right now.
I know. It's hard.
And
But
see, once you get more into this series and meet some more of these characters, that is when you're going to want the merchandise.
yeah.
That Manon needs to be on a t-shirt.
I love Manon. She's my fave. I like Rowan, but he's not my dude. Cassian is always and forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brain stopped. Sorry. I'm just trying to think about. There are some. I feel like when we get into these, we're really talking about the first book.
All the characters in the first book are very incurious.
Yes.
Nobody is asking any questions.
And there is a slow, you do learn, and I think it will be great to connect next week or the week following when we talk about the second book, which is Crown of Midnight, and we're able to kind of dive a little bit more because I don't like you said. To me, everything that happens in our first book and our second book are kind of like one big thing.
Right.
And I absorbed this series so fast that I don't remember. There's a lot of things I don't remember. So I'm really looking forward to thinking more about each book and these little things that they're doing.
Yeah.
The tower, like, I know what happens. I'm like, but wait, when does that happen? Are we going to, I think I will say more than anything, I think that Aelin is the most like Sarah herself.
This wasn't her first book.
Yeah,
Is this her very first
I think
book?
so.
Ever?
Didn't this come out before ACOTAR? And then they kind of wrapped up around the same line. I'm pretty sure this is her first series. Let me look.
It's her first series, but I feel like she had another book. Where's my list?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Because nobody in this book is
Yeah.
asking any
This
questions
book
that would
came out in
advance the plot.
2012,
Okay.
and I think that I'm pretty sure sometime. When did ACOTAR come out? Leaving all this space for Rachel to cut out.
That's fine. I just tell it too, and it takes it out.
Is it easy to edit them?
Yeah, there's a truncate silence, and it just picks out silent sections and shortens them for me.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
cool.
I wish I had that in life.
I know. Just like, boop, truncate
Actually,
silence.
I like my silence.
Yeah,
Yeah, 2015.
Okay.
So she did start ACOTAR while she was still writing, which is why we get I've mentioned this before. I didn't understand, as you're reading these books, you really need to stay away from the fan art because you're not going to make it. You are going to get spoiled. ACOTAR was spoiled for me because I read Throne of Glass first. And when Aelin in the last book is like falling through all these realms and universes and things, she sees a woman that's pregnant on a mountain with a guy with wings. And I knew that was probably an allusion to another series. And so when I started reading the first book, I was like, this motherfucker doesn't have wings. He turns into the beast.
Yeah.
So
I did not make that connection.
Oh, I did.
I am feeling not, I just was not even there.
Well, I had kind of already seen some of the fan art and knew that she had characters with wings, and I knew that they showed up in A Court of Thorn and Roses in that series. So when the first book came around, I was so confused. I was like, why does everybody not like Tamlin, and why isn't this the person with the wings? Like, where's the guy with the wings? And then when
see,
Rhysand
I
shows
didn't.
up,
You're like,
I didn't look at any fan art at all.
yeah, and that was that you have to be really careful. I
Yeah.
saw a TikTok on the way over here that was saying that the 3 things that you should not do if you are reading. 1, there's a glossary in the back. 2, don't look at fan art because it's going to spoil it. And then I can't remember what the third one is. It'll come back to me. But what order to read them in? And we're going to read them in the order that they are. So Assassin's Creed. No.
Blade.
Assassin's Blade are 4 novellas, 4 short stories. And you can read them chronologically. They go before. But they have the most impact for the longevity of the story after Heir of Fire, which is book 3. So you read it in the 4th in the series, which is where I read it. And it was really impactful that way.
Okay.
Because shit goes down in book 5. So you really want... If you read Assassin's Blade right in there, you understand it. Just there's more emotional impact. Like you get to see Sam, and then all of a sudden some of that stuff is resolved. So you have these cycles of issues and resolution, and then some things you don't learn about for a really long time, and some things you never really get. Honestly, I'm hoping that it shifts this time. But the first time I read these through, I wasn't super satisfied with the ending. So I'm really excited about going through that with you because these endings, Sarah J. Maas's endings are fucking wild.
Yeah.
Wild. That's because she's not a planner.
Yeah. Well, wait till we do a Crescent City read through and you're like, there was just 7 chapters of ending. The way that the first book in Crescent City ends, there are 6 endings.
Yeah.
And you're sobbing the whole way.
I mean, weeping.
Weeping.
Tears. Screaming.
Weeping. like sobbing. My second read through. I think I'm going to get a tattoo of La Hapa. She's my favorite character ever.
Great. I have it all planned out for you.
Oh, really?
Not really, but remind me to show you a picture of La Hapa later.
Okay. I love La Hapa. She's my favorite character.
She's
Lily.
the best.
She's a Crescent City girl. But, I think she's my favorite character of all the books. But, trying to stay on task with Throne of Glass.
You can tell this is her first book. I can tell this is her first book. This is the most I can see her writing. I can see that the characters aren't asking questions that it would be natural to ask because she doesn't want to talk about that yet.
And I don't think she understands the reader. I don't think she understands us, too.
Because she's like, oh yeah, magic disappeared 10 years ago. But nobody is like, well, how did he get rid of magic?
Right.
And maybe the giant tower that I feel is extremely creepy possibly has something to do with it. Oh, and it's surrounded by these really weird marks that I don't see anywhere else. And they have something to do with magic, but they're all right here. And every time I try to draw attention to them, everyone's like, don't look at that.
And she doesn't even ask, what's her name?
Nehemia?
No, she does ask Nehemia, but she doesn't even ask her ghost, Elena.
Yeah.
Elena Galisthenius, her grandma?
Yeah, her grandma.
Great-great-grandma?
She doesn't even try to get really much information out of her. I'm like, this is a really
That's because she's just angry she showed up. She's like, oh, you again. Oh, my God.
Well, and I guess it always goes back to when you're in survival mode, you don't have you can't be as self-reflective. But I do think it actually pulls you out. And it is a sign, like, there's a lot of critique about that. And, you know, she hasn't really, it's like she has these universes in her mind, right? We have an end game coming at some point. Like, we're pulling a ton of stuff together. She has this giant map, the Maas verse, right? And she's like, oh, I gotta make a really small story right here to get people on board. So how do I take this small story out of this big story and make it really fluid and, you know, pull people along just right? And that is a testament to a writer's ability.
She's far more adept at it in A Court of Thorns and Roses.
And she's even more adept at it in Crescent City.
Crescent City is,
and
like,
it's a completely different book. And I totally think, which is why I think I'm actually kind of excited that Crescent City is our next, the third one, before we get another ACOTAR book. So, but yeah, this is definitely her making these little micro stories from this macro vision. It's frustrating as a reader to not get the answers you need, but at the same time, it's why there was 15 seconds in the end of the first book and the beginning of the second book.
I had to go straight
Yeah.
to the second.
Especially if you really like the characters. And I think that you're right about the dog. I was all about that dog. I really wanted to answer to all those things. It's like, why didn't you answer any of my questions? And then once you know that you go through 8 books, you're like, oh, wow. But it gets really big. So it's nice to see where it starts. It's nice to get an idea of how her and Kale and Dorian and where they all come from. Kale. Yeah. Kaltane. The next book is, we have big stakes in the next book. Some kind of sad stuff happens. And
And you get to, it starts off with her living this life that she's just, won basically in the competition. She's now the king's champion. And we get to see what that actually means. What that, you're given jobs. You go kill this person and she has to go and kill this person. And so you get to see more of how she is doing her career.
Well, and it's like our hero's journey. You get to see, it's really wonderful watching a genuinely talented, skilled, fated leader go through their bullshit to become that person.
Yeah.
Because you have to make a lot of dumbass decisions to make good decisions. And so Aylin's a dumbass all the time. She does dumb shit. Like, you'll be like, are you kidding me right now?
Right. No, I believe
Why
that.
are you so, like, she gets in her own way.
It's kind of like Harry Potter, too. Like, you see Harry act just so dumb for so long.
Before he can make the real
and then
decisions.
He gets it, you know?
And you're going to be like, Rachel's going to be like, I'm sorry, what? Why did she do that? She gets in her way. She's stubborn. Her birthday's May 6th. The character's birthday is May 3rd, so she's actually a Taurus. And so I think that she is so headstrong and so, like, just stubborn, but also fierce and also incredibly loving and loyal to the people who are her people. And so watching her build this team to really beat our big bad is
it's a good team. It's a really, the more characters you meet, just the more you're gonna love the series.
But also
we should have read 3 books for this.
We probably should have, because I'm like, what are we
would have taken forever.
Well, and
no, because then the listener has to read 3 books. So this is fine.
And we all can't speed read.
Exactly, as I'm told repeatedly.
She'll finish it in 3 days, and I'll be like, I'm on the 2nd chapter of the first book. It's fine. It's fine. No big deal. But and we go through. We learn more about Elway, Terrason. What is I keep meaning to look. Aelin has 4 names, and I can't remember what the...
Well, what about the name that Nehemia gives her?
Yeah, I didn't remember that, and I'm not sure it's important.
Alenthea?
Yeah, Alenthea.
Alentia.
Yeah, I don't know why. Ardalan.
And I don't know...
Is that it?
No.
Damn it.
I don't know if that comes up again later. I don't remember if that name is significant.
I don't remember either. And that's why I'm thinking maybe it's not. But I definitely absorbed it so fast that I could have just missed that.
If nothing else, it just is foreshadowing of how many different personas Selena has.
Whitethorn. Oh, yeah. She got to have that name in there. It's Whitethorn.
Whitethorn?
Yeah, that's Ron's last name.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Aelin Asher Whitethorn Galathinius. Because that's how you...
She's super hyphenated.
That's how you put your names together.
Super, I know. Then your kid has like another, just gets longer and longer and longer.
Yeah. At least she didn't have like long epithets like Dany did in Game of Thrones. First of her name, bullshit of the bullshit, killer of season 7,
Mother of
dragons, disappointment of our entire lives,
freer of all slaves.
And it has
Breaker
been a
of
couple.
chains.
Breaker of chains.
Yeah.
It's been a couple podcasts since we mentioned how awful the last season of Game of Thrones was. So
never forget.
throw it in there.
But yeah, I feel like this book, we get the nice, everybody loves we just did this whole thing in that book that we really liked.
Murderbot?
No, the Wings in the Night.
Serpent in the Wings of Night. Yes.
I haven't read
the
that.
Hunger Game thing where there's a
really
challenge, right? And we go through
There's wings. Dudes with wings.
It's good. You'll
Hot
like
dudes
it.
with
Okay,
wings.
if there's wings, I'm in.
And it's really good.
Some bat wings, some feathered wings. It was really good.
It's really good.
It was really well done.
Yeah, and
Really enjoyed it.
I really am looking forward to the second book. So, it's like
So only one book is out right now?
and it's like
But the
like
second one's
ACOTAR
coming out
writing
soon.
level. I think like
I liked it better.
enjoyable. You did because it doesn't have any extra stuff, and the writing was more consistent throughout the book. ACOTAR has a lot of lulls, slow parts.
Well, I can tell you that lady planned it. Broadbent.
Yeah, Carissa.
Carissa Broadbent. Yeah.
It's not Carissa. It is Carissa. It's
Yeah,
not
because you said Cassandra. It's Carissa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a planner, I can tell you.
Yeah.
And Sarah J. Maas is like, I know the beginning and I know the ending. So
And
let's just go have some fun
Yeah.
for the next 400 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if the middle's all banquets and chatting, then so be it. It's fine.
Yep. So, and what's funny about that is in ACOTAR, I was bored. In Crescent City, I love it. It's weird. Crescent City has a lot, and then it has a lot of downtime and a lot of like one-on-one with characters.
Yes.
And then at the end of it, it explodes in your face for like 6 chapters, like 10 times. There's 10 endings in the first book.
Her favorite orgasmic story
experience.
structure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, well let's let all of these things
You're
happen.
so right. Yeah, absolutely.
But I really enjoy the middle of Crescent City, but I think I just really like that world.
I haven't read Crescent. We can talk about it when we get to Crescent City.
Yeah,
but
there's another book coming out, so sometime we'll have to get there. Poor Rachel. We'll have to read some other Rachel books.
no, it's okay. I can
No, we
handle
can
it.
read some more books.
You're like, no, we can read books.
We
It's
can
fine.
read more books. Yeah.
There's so many books, though.
Yeah. I almost want to ask you to read this just like in between this Frost book and its sequel Ambrosia, so you can be as upset as me.
About how the second one didn't
Fucking
match.
awful it is. Yeah. I'm sorry to the woman who wrote it. I'm sure you did your best, and I wish you joy and happiness. But also, it's so rare that I don't like something, and
Same. I love everything.
yeah, me too.
So when I don't like a book, you know it's bad.
or something about it is just not as
Not gelling.
yeah,
Or maybe I just don't get it. I don't know.
yeah.
It's very rare I don't like.
I know I'm very positive, which is why I like Rachel's takes on things, because she thinks about things more, and I'm just like, I was really enjoying
It was a good time.
I had a great time.
Could have used
I
more
love
time.
Dorian and Chaos.
Love
I don't
it.
see anything wrong with their behavior. They seem like fine folk to me.
Fun fellas.
Tamlin, wonderful guy. Loved them. Did you see? He put his magic in her heart at the end. It was great. I don't think there's anything wrong. He couldn't look at her. He couldn't do anything. You know? Maybe him and Reese are on the same team. Go Tamlin. Go Tamlin. And then Rachel's like, dude, he sucks.
He's a gaslighter.
He was fucking awful.
The whole third act is horrific from his point of view. I mean, the only time he interacts with her is he tries to fuck her.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
we got a minute. Let's get one in.
I can't
Yeah.
stand watching you from afar.
I don't
Let's
even
go.
Does he get I don't even think he gets a line. I think he just pulls her aside and they start kissing. And she's like, oh, okay. He really does love me. He's really...
God,
And then
dude.
Rasanne's like, your paint is smeared. And
You're gonna get
what
hurt.
the fuck are you
Is he
doing?
even thinking about your feelings? Nah. He's
No.
thinking about
He's
his...
not thinking about anything.
Well, and he has, you know, Tamlin is not an efficient leader, or he just isn't in any way. And
Yeah.
Reese is going to be the king of all worlds.
He is the most
Yeah.
cunning High Lord.
He is
Yeah.
the most cunning, the most powerful, the best. He will lead all universes.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for some of these characters to meet. So there's this TikToker. It's called Hyperbook something. I'll think about it and you can throw it in there. But her TikToks are all about this world and they're amazing. And I've been thinking about how much of that content.
Send me one.
I will.
so I
How
can
much of
follow
that
'em.
content I'm absorbing. And I'm like, I should call these things out and just be like, y'all go look at this stuff because her stuff is amazing. She does this Endgame sequence. She took Did you watch Endgame?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's fine.
I think I haven't watched a Marvel movie since like maybe
Ant-Man.
Iron Man.
It's fine.
Same.
But
And
no, I
then
watched one of the
Iron
Spider
Man was
ones.
in 2008. That
Yeah.
was the first
I watched
movie.
No Way Home
That's a good one.
because remember I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't. And there's room for that. It's your podcast.
There's room for that.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But Endgame, okay, so if you don't know, all the worlds come together and the Avengers assemble and they crush the bad guys. So there's these really great, I think that was one of the most wonderful experiences of my life in a movie theater. But a lot of times
Wow.
people will take that that sequence and then turn it into other stuff, like people fighting for other people. And this TikToker made it into if Bryce and Aelin and Farrah all get together and like all the teams get together and they
Yeah.
crush the bad guys. And so
That's
I
fun.
really think that it's really fun.
God, that whole
That's
book
fun.
is going to be an ending.
It's gonna be great.
The whole
I
thing is going
know.
to be like,
The
oh,
whole-
you thought it was done.
It's not done.
Yeah.
It's not done.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what's nice about this book. It ends.
It does. Yes, that is one positive thing about this book.
I mean, but like when I mean that, I mean it's
It
like
has an ending.
An
Yes,
ending.
it has a resolution.
like an
Yes.
apex, and then a little bit of a denouement, and the book's done.
Yep.
It's not like ending and after ending after ending after
It's
ending
not like
after ending. Wings and Ruin.
Wings and Ruin, where by the end of it, I was like, holy shit. Is there another army we can just pop up out of nowhere?
I read that.
It's going to rise
Wings
out of
and
the
Ruin.
water.
Yeah, of course you
Shit.
did. It's Avatar 3.
Well, the problem with that is that when I first sat down and read that series, I thought it was a 4-book series. I didn't realize that the story really ends with the third
Farrah
book.
and Reese's kind of story.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the 4th book was the short stories.
Yeah, it's like a Christmas. It's like
Yeah,
it's
like-
like the special. It's the Christmas.
It's
special.
the Christmas
Right.
special.
It's
Yeah.
the-
I didn't
yeah.
know that. So
Winter
when
solstice special.
when they're at that final battle, I just thought,
and the same
this
thing that
is like
happens in
a
book
warm-up.
1 happens in book 3.
A warm up? Oh, God.
I mean, I'm thinking, oh my God, how epic is the 4th book going to be? And then it was over and I was like, Wait, I wasn't ready. I didn't know I was supposed to be ready for an ending right there.
Yeah.
I was pretty mad about that.
Yeah, because if you don't know it's coming.
It was exhausting. It was so exhausting.
Yeah.
It was like, they're going to lose. Nope. Here's some people we've never talked about before. Oh, they're not enough. We're going to lose. Oh, no.
And who's
here's
that on the horizon?
the other people we've never seen never talked about
Here
before.
come the humans.
Oh, you know, the dad who's been gone for 4 books. Well, guess where he's been, guys? He's been recruiting an
Saving the
army.
day.
Yeah.
He's been saving. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, I love this shit.
I love it.
Give it all. Oh, 5-chapter ending. I'm about that.
Yeah.
Wait for. Oh my god, I can't.
And then, hey,
wait
I had
to go
this
through
magical
Crescent City
book
with
that
you.
has all these spells about how to, like, rein in this ultimate magical power. And she just throws it
into the void.
Into the void. Like,
Bye-bye, book.
she's like, well, that didn't work. I've tried nothing, and I'm all out of ideas.
Bye-bye, cauldron. Bye-bye, magical book.
Oh, my God.
See you later. At least Rasanne's alive.
Yep.
Yeah, I
mean,
get
that's
it.
all that really
I love
matters.
it. I love it. I love it, y'all. I love it.
I do. I really do.
But it's you know, everything's got to begin. And this is a beginning.
It's a beginning.
It is.
It is.
And, you know, we get a kind of an idea of the world. We're going to get more magic. We don't get any magic. We don't have any fae in this book. We have a demi-fae. That's it.
Okay.
Think about that.
Yeah.
No fae.
We don't see any magic from anyone.
Besides
Just
the
the
word
word
marks.
Okay.
Because they're trying to... Yeah, so basically, majority of our characters have grown up without magic.
Yep.
So Dorian and Kael, they don't know how to do anything because their life has been pretty cushy because their dad is the Stalin of the world. You know? Who's the worst bad guy that's ever lived? Hitler? Yeah, Hitler. I shouldn't have gone there first. It's fine.
Stalin, then
What was that
Bartolon.
guy's name? What was that? Oh, Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh,
fucker.
yeah.
Mustache guy, what was his name? I think it wore gray and like red. Like the red thing.
Yeah.
Difficult to say.
Yeah.
All black and white back then.
But yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like things that like repetitive themes or like
Does Sarah J. Maas do interviews? Like spoken interviews?
I think so. There's several from like YouTube. Should we watch them?
I feel like I want to see her in person.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think we should watch a couple. That should be our homework for the second book.
Yeah.
But I think we're at a point now where we can answer my homework question.
Okay.
All right, so learning that their they're in development. They've written 3 episodes, but there was this rumor, and y'all, I had this woman on TikTok respond to one of my things and be like, "Oh my god, what did she say? Everybody, don't make any noise so that it'll automatically cut me out for a second." Oops, where is it? She says, so I was just trying to like bring discussion and talk about this rumor, the rumor mill, much like our girl the cereal. And this lady last night was
Straight
like,
out the real life cereal to Maas mouth.
"No, cut,
We've got an
cut,
update.
cut." I don't want to hear my
Not
voice.
me.
No, cut. She goes, "The show won't be watered down and the budget hasn't been cut. Craig Erwich, president of Hulu Originals, is counting on this being Hulu's GOT." And I was like, yeah, fuck yes. And then she says, this is her. First of all, she got a Facebook attitude on TikTok, and you need to take that somewhere else. She goes,
Facebook
"Don't be
We
fooled
don't
by
act
rumors."
like that here.
Yeah, she said, "Don't be fooled by rumors. Even Disney Plus is streaming MA and R-rated content now with parental controls. Stay with the facts!" Exclamation, 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 exclamation. And I'm like, so I looked this lady up. And I'm like, Sharon, wait, what's her name?
Sharon.
I don't know.
Don't dox her. Just call her Sharon.
Yeah, her name's Sharon. Don't call her out for real? Okay. Keep it to myself. It's fine. I'm not really
Sharon's
upset
good.
about it. but-
Sharon rhymes with Karen. We all get it.
Yeah.
Good to go.
So I'm like, Sharon, you need to stay on Facebook. And also, it's fine. We're just
talking about it.
We're just having a good
I
time.
know. We're having a discussion.
We're having a good time.
Stick with the facts.
Stick with
Sharon.
the facts on.
Stay with the facts.
Stick with the facts on TikTok because it's known for facts.
This is why I go to my social media accounts for
yeah.
hard-hitting journalistic integrity.
I get excited. I get excited to go micro viral. 182 likes brings so much joy and happiness to me.
That's
and
great.
Then I got Sharon over here coming for me for not going with the facts, but
Just ignore Sharon.
I'm happy to hear that they're not going to cut the budget. I'm happy to hear that Hulu wants us to be like Game of Thrones. Don't fuck it up, then. You need to listen
But did you
to
hear that from anyone but Sharon?
No, only Sharon.
Oh, okay.
Only Sharon, but Sharon seemed to know
She
the name.
seems trustworthy.
Yeah. She stays with the facts.
She keeps it with the facts. Also, she goes to the beach a lot, and I know that because she has nothing but beach pictures. It's fine.
Maybe she lives at the beach.
She probably lives at the beach.
I would say that I am as terrified of this show, excited and terrified of this Hulu show, as I was about the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, and Harry Potter was okay. Okay, or not. She probably feels the same.
I didn't read them all.
Yeah.
I only made it to the 5th book.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah,
to
and
leave
that's
now?
okay. That's okay.
Because Harry Potter got obnoxious, and I was like, well, fuck this, and I stopped reading it.
He did. He was very obnoxious in book
No,
5.
he was an adolescent.
Yeah.
He was a young
And we all
adult.
know that I am renowned for my patience with characters under the age of 20. Oh, wait.
That's true.
Definitely not true.
I actually really love your hot takes. Rachel has some hot takes. Like, I'm like pop culture queen, and she's like, I won't ever fucking read that. She's like, that is way too annoying. And
Absolutely not.
And I'm like, I've seen every major IP. I've seen it 1,700 times. It's fine.
It's fine.
Anyway, so my homework was to think about what Sarah J. Maas might have said in the writer's room to the writers from what you learned about her in these books. I wrote down several things, and I'll do my impressions first.
Okay, great.
And then if you want to bring something, you can. Where are my notes?
All right, so just to get us in the mood, you are Sarah J. Maas.
I'm Sarah J. Maas.
You're going against, the
Hulu writer's room.
The big dogs.
Because they want to make Tamlin more likable. And I insist that he be he was fine. I liked actually.
You liked Tamlin so quick.
He was a beast. A blonde beast.
I love a blonde beast.
And I feel sad for him.
I'm ready for his redemption arc.
I'm actually ready. Would love that to be
I feel like
book.
we have been kicking him it's good now. We've
Okay.
sufficiently
A good
punished
amount of
him
time.
for being emotionally immature.
Right.
And maybe we can have our growth arc.
Yeah. I really want him to find a mate so that he can come back and be really apologetic, because once you understand that bond and you understand what it means to...
Once you've imprinted.
Yeah. Imprinted, exactly.
Once you've imprinted on someone else, then he'll understand why. He'll be able to, like, with more clarity, not be speaking from his ego and speaking more from, like, his heart. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Sarah J. Maas in the writer's room at Hulu.
Okay.
I don't care if you think it won't play well in real-life dialogue. Farrah's line must be, the fairy's wings were shredded to ribbons.
If there's no ribbons, there will be revolt.
Revolt! The line is shredded to ribbons.
Yes.
All right, and my second one is, I don't care about your butt, because that's how Nesta talks. That's how they talk. They're always, like, very, like, calm, but, like, ferocious, right? Even though somebody said she was, like, throwing a tantrum. So, like, I could get a little heated, but I read things way more dry.
You can have a quiet tantrum.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
I don't care about your budget. I spent years hiding Easter eggs in this novel. The scene with the pool of starlight must not be skipped. Years from now, you'll understand why. Because I think that's a portal, and I think Rhysand's sister went through that starlight portal and showed up in Crescent City, and that's Rune's mom. personally, but that's just me.
All right.
The
Good
Starlight
theory.
Portal.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
yeah, I can.
You know? Mm-hmm. Interesting?
Yeah.
Correctness.
Yes.
That's what's happening. And then my last one, this is my last one. This is her prepping to go into the room, like prepping herself up. My name is Sarah Janet Maas, and I am not afraid.
That was mine. That was mine.
Oh, because she was. I am Sarah Janet Maas.
Lahaba's whole.
I know, and I am not afraid.
My friends are behind me, and I am not afraid. Yeah.
Well, that's Lahaba, but that she also does that. That's also Aylin's.
Also, Selena's
thing.
little chant
I
that
am
she
not
does.
afraid. I am not afraid.
I am not afraid.
I say that a lot. I have anxiety anyways. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Your turn. What else you got?
Nothing. You stole mine.
I'm sorry.
But I didn't take it as like specific. I was thinking of the production as a whole and
sure.
how she must be feeling as, you know, a writer, and you're so vulnerable, you're feeling vulnerable. This is your baby, and you're letting these people touch it. You know,
Yeah.
It's got to be like so
Frustrating. Well, that's why I wrote down her chart, because I was like, I wonder what
Yes.
kind of person she is. Like, she writes these really headstrong characters, these women that are sometimes substance abusers, oftentimes hard to love for seasons of their lives, you know, emotionally, like, resolute, right? Like, unbending, strong-willed.
Even in the face of the knowledge that they're being really dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, but I've chosen my stance, and here I'm going to fucking stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, Nesta.
Yeah. It's my girl.
Yeah. I
Love
have
her.
chosen not to help my sister at all, and then hate her for how competent she is.
Right.
yeah.
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 From here until forever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Until I get distracted
Hashtag
by a giant
relatable.
dick.
Hashtag relatable. Right. What'd you say? Until I get a giant ass dick.
I said until
From
she gets
the
distracted.
smiliest, nicest, strongest man
Yeah.
that's ever lived.
the nicest, strongest man,
Yeah, with the sexiest wings.
the largest wingspan.
Yeah, we've measured with sand. Get out of here. Get out of here with that bullshit with sand. Do you think that matters for Hunt, too? Hunt has angel wings.
Oh, of course. Because
Yeah.
Sarah J. Maas has a wing fetish.
And tattoos.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so I think, what are we thinking?
I don't know. Do you want to go through her chart? You wrote it down.
Oh, I did, yeah, I could.
I'm kind of surprised.
I was a little bit too. I was expecting there to be a little bit more fire, but she's got fire in really specific places. That's important. So she's a Pisces, right? Which fantasy writer, absolutely. Pisces, you know, they're
Super creative.
Disassociative, living out in other worlds. Her ability, the substance abuse, one of the things that Pisces are famous for is being so self-destructive. So that makes a lot of, that like rings very true for me when under her understanding that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And then rising Cancer, she has like, if all of her, I have noticed that all of her main characters, despite how headstrong and strong-willed they are, have really soft moments. They're not just like sort of soft moments, they're super soft. Like, I love candy, you know? And when they are soft, you're just like, oh my God, you're just like a pile of sweet goo. I mean, Cancer, there's no sign that is more like soft and sweet than a Cancer. They'll also bite your fucking face off, but it's fine. And then that moon, that Capricorn moon, like Caps are, I am the boss. I am in charge. You are in my way, and I will push you down because I will rise.
It's my world.
And you live
just,
in it.
Yeah.
Right. So she's got this really big balance. And then Mercury and Mars. So Mercury is like the way that you communicate and the way you think through things. She's an Aries, which is the warrior. So her like hot-headed quick response, her writing her characters to be like, what'd you say? And they're always pithy, witty, quick response, always could come back. A lot of times they don't think through what they're going to say. That's a very Aries, Mercury type thing. And then Venus and Pisces, again, we've got softness. That is enabling, sweet, soft. And then Mars and Sagittarius. So Mars is like...
Okay.
Yeah, let me explain.
All right.
Okay, so Sagittarius is typically... They're like the philosophers of the zodiac, or they're very big, bold, constantly restless, like traveling. Hunters. Well, and I think of hunter warriors, travelers, like constantly moving around, need this to look like this, or like I'm not interested here, I want to go look at this. But the fire version of that, right? They're like in your face. So Mars is like your sex drive. It's your momentum. It's your like forward movement.
Wow.
So like when you move through the world like a Sagittarius, you are over here, over there, but like big about it.
Okay,
right?
so that makes a lot of sense because her female characters
push through
have
the world.
sex with a lot of different people.
Yeah, they do, and I love that.
Yeah, they're a little promiscuous.
And like the men, we talk about this all the time. All the men have what's it called?
Contraceptives.
Yeah, contraceptives. It's like perfectly normal.
Love it.
Women don't have to do it. Like, so she's very open and like she balances all this stuff out, and it makes a lot of sense why all of her characters have these traits, because the Mars and the fire signs are in the cerebral places. And then, yeah.
Wow. You just broke her down.
Well, just big six. Just a big six. No big deal.
I didn't know any of
Manon.
that. Manon.
I love Manon. But yeah, I love that, you know, I think this is a great start for this series. Yeah, I have nothing else. What you got? What you got, Rachel?
I'm good.
Okay.
This is Superfan edition. I've only read the first book.
I know.
And all of ACOTAR.
So by tomorrow, do you think you'll have
maybe
the rest of the series
definitely
done?
in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And we're going to do every other week. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Yeah, because I think that way we'll have our Sundays. And you should read that Frost book, though. Read Frost if you have time in between. Because...
Who's it by?
I don't know, but it's on
All
Kindle.
right, just text it to me.
It's on Kindle Unlimited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then we need to do a reverse harem.
Oh, yeah, then
Just
we're
to
going to
mix
do...
it up.
Yeah, reverse harem. You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
Girl, tell her what reverse harem is.
Well, I wandered into my first reverse harem is like I don't know what that stands for. That sounds kind of interesting. But it's when a woman gets together with more than one guy. So they have a whole group of dudes instead of like a guy having a group of women. Reverse harem.
Right.
Is it all
exactly
at one time?
what it sounds like.
Or is
yeah,
it just
like you're in a polyamorous couple kind of thing. Throuple,
so is it like
quadruple, whatever.
always an orgy?
No.
It's just like, it's polyamory where there's the woman's the prime and there's multiple men partners.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, girl, I'm
all about that.
So
Yeah. I wandered in and I was like, which one's she going to choose?
Yeah.
She didn't choose it. She chose all of them. And I was like, okay.
I was like trying to date a
good.
polyamorous man while I was reading like over and over and over again all these fated mate books. It wasn't good.
No.
It was not
That's
conducive.
not the moment for that. Yeah.
It was not. So that's fine. It's whatever. That's not for me. It's fine. But I can't wait to read Reverse Harem because maybe it will be for me at another point in my life. We'll
Yeah.
see.
It's just not your season for
I
that.
cannot imagine trying to manage more than one dumbass at a time. I'm sorry, man. I'm really trying to not be so bad. I cannot imagine trying to balance the energy and the amount that you output when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
The giving is a lot in a relationship.
Yeah,
And so-
because you're a woman and you think you always have to be the giver.
yeah, I guess. You're right. I'm gonna be the taker next, bitches.
Yes.
I'm gonna take it all.
Take it out.
And that's what Reverse Harem's about, taking a little bit more. So I'm excited to read some smut. There's not a lot of smut in these, or spice, I guess.
There's no spice.
There's a little spice later on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And later on
we
in
got
the series.
4 books without any kind of...
She likes to ease us into it
Mm-hmm.
to really grow in the characters. Then she's like, okay, you guys have had enough plot. How are you fucking ready?
Here you go. Yeah.
Yeah, here's
Here
your
we
court
go.
of silver flames.
Don't mess with it.
I know. I'm
Don't
just
mess with
saying.
the beauty
We
of
went
them.
That's
from
my favorite.
Mine too.
we went from a paragraph to. I think there was plot in the Court of Silver Flames.
There was so much plot.
I don't remember much
It
of
was
it.
it was one of the best. Like, it had more high
Don't even
stakes.
get me started
No.
about
The-
Court of Silver
The
Flame.
dread troves. I mean, they're the dread troves, y'all.
Yeah, that
you
was
mean
cool.
the ones that she just thought about after
Yeah.
Frost and Starlight, and she was like, well, where am I gonna go? And she was like, oh yeah,
But-
okay, I got it. I just reread Harry Potter. I need my own Deathly Hallows. Let me stick this
But
in there.
there's a secret 4th dread trove, which she mentions in that book, and then Bryce has got that bitch on her back, the horn. It's gotta
Yes.
be. It's gotta be. Mm-hmm. It's got to be.
Bryce is the horn.
Bryce has got the horn. Yeah. Bryce gets a tattoo, and she gets this secret power tattooed on her body. Yeah, so I can't wait to see the Lahaba tattoo. So I'm about to get Lahaba on
I
my
can't wait to
right
show you
thigh.
this.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is who I got her on my phone.
Love. Yeah,
Yeah,
you sent
she
that to
beautiful?
me.
She's a fire sprite.
Nice,
She's cool. She guards a library.
because there's books.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always a library.
There's not
'Cause
millions.
You can't trust people if they don't have libraries.
millions.
But Hannah, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for letting me hang out.
Yeah.
This was really fun.
It is really fun.
It's not as intimidating as you think.
Nope, it's just a microphone that's fancy.
Yeah. And the headphones.
They're fancy too. And Rachel's fancy.
Rachel's really fancy.
I think she's so fancy.
You can tell by my Johnny Five shirt.
No, disassemble. I don't understand.
Have you ever seen Short Circuit?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh, with Steve Guttenberg?
Is that who's in it?
Isn't that who's in it?
I don't know. It's got the weird girl from Breakfast Club. I know that much.
Oh.
It's a robot that becomes sentient. It's Amos's favorite movie.
Aww.
It's really cute.
I guess we should talk off pod about this, but Annihilation. Have you seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
They covered it on their most recent podcast, and sorry, silence.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
started
Steve
listening to
Gutenberg.
that.
I was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good. Yeah. So they do what's the order?
Fantasy, horror, and then sci-fi.
And they do them in order.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get up on that crawl when we do it.
Don't worry, I'll let you know.
I know you will. You're gonna do
And Tremors, apparently.
Yeah.
She's like, don't do that without me.
Don't do
you
Tremors
can't do that
without
without
me.
me.
Don't do Tremors without me. Yeah. I love Tremors. My sister used to have nightmares about Kevin Bacon, like, knocking on her window. And I think it's because we used to watch Tremors every time it was on USA. That was like our Shawshank. Like, if it was on, we were watching it. Graboids? My boys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
We'll just say, I hope you guys keep listening. Until next time, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
I digress.
That's assuming they know their sign.
What's yours? You know yours.
Yes.
Exactly. Everybody knows theirs, even if they hate astrology.
Virgo.
No, I'm Sagittarius.
Surprise! Surprise!
Why didn't you tell me?
What do you I said I love a good Sag. You can tell.
I feel like we made a deal a while ago to warn each other when we're going to be introduced to Sagittariuses.
Oh, yeah, because of... Well, but
I
Rachel...
love Sagittarius,
Rachel
by the way.
doesn't Sag, like, a lot of Sag. She
you.
doesn't have Sag placements that, like, shine stronger than her other placements. And we're going to talk about it. Your Sagittarius isn't as, like, in your face as a lot of Sagittarius.